Hello everyone, this is part 2 to the Bannerlord Bootcamp guide. I am your Duke Sturgeon, if you're in CI that is. And today we're going to be going over feinting and how to kill people more effectively. So, one of the main ways to get through people's blocks and kill them in Bannerlord is feinting. Now I'll be demonstrating this using, if you look on the bottom left of the screen, you'll see a display for my inputs in-game. So, feints. We all know how swings work. You press a button while looking in a direction, comes from that direction. Now, feints use this to your advantage. So if you see if I'm holding my attack, and I press block and change which direction I'm looking, my readying attack follows that direction. So let's say if I force Roboku to block up, because he sees me, and I quickly change to my left and hit him. Now these ones look a bit clunky, they'll work against newer players, but there's a more advanced version of feinting. And it requires this motion of pressing attack, immediately pressing block, and pressing attack again. Kind of a rolling motion, rolling from left to right, then back. So, as you see, I may take me a second to get this down, but you can see. You can hear the swish of the sword. This is one thing that makes it better for catching people off, but also it just looks a lot more fluid. It's much harder to do, but if you can get it down, your feints will look much better. So, as an example, what we're going to do, actually before we fight, I'm just going to tell you some of the most basic feints in the game, and the methodology behind feinting. When you're feinting, one of your most common ones is right into up, or left into up. Because a lot of people in this game, they struggle to block up already, so if they see an attack coming from the side, they go to the side, but you already know you're switching it to the top. They won't be able to react fast enough. And in the same sense, if you force someone to block up, and you go for either of the sides, you're forcing them into a 50-50 gamble that they have to react to. So, right into up into up into left, or up into right. These are some of the most basic feints that will work most of the time. There's also another tech which requires the more complex one. This is the one where you have to attack, block, attack, and that's doing a feint from the same side. A lot of the time this can trick someone into thinking you swung already, and they get hit by the second attack. So like bang, you see? The second attack is what gets them. So what I'm going to do with Roboku now is we're going to do one quick fight. I'm going to show you how it looks when I'm using feints against him. Feints don't always work. You can't be spamming them all the time because people will get used to them. You want to mix feints into your gameplay. The more you use them, the less they work. So you want to kind of be making sure you're never getting into a pattern of always doing the same feint. Another thing is if you make feint chains too long, people will just spam into them because they stop feeling pressured by the initial, like, scariness of the feint. Ready? Let's do. Okay, so you saw that fight. Now, after that fight, I'm going to show you the next main tech for killing people, and that's landing kicks. So, some important things to know before you start kicking. When you kick with a shield, you'll see. I was holding block there, you could see it on my overlay, he was still able to hit me. When you have a shield, if you miss a kick, you can't block. However, it's different. If I kick now with no shield, and Roboku just hit me, I can block during my kick. So, kicking is much safer when you don't have a shield. But it's harder because you have to actually manually block the direction it's coming from. Now let's say another tech you can use is use kicks against people who are trying to kick on you. Let's say Roboku misses his kick on me. I kick him, and I stab him. This is called a counter kick. If someone misses a kick on you, they're stuck in place. They can't move for at least a solid second. And this is where you use that overconfidence against them to punish them with a counter kick and land a free stab, or often just a free upswing. Counter kicking is fairly simple to learn. It just needs to be an active switch in your mind the second you see someone miss a kick. Your neurons fire, and you counter kick them. It's free damage almost every time, and if someone is kicking you a lot, it forces them to be more scared of kicking you, so it takes a lot of pressure off of you. And that concludes episode 2 on how to kill people a little bit more effectively. In the next handful of videos, I will do a long detailed video on a thing called a C-swing, which is a swing that comes out extra fast, and I will also be explaining how holes work, and how to incorporate holes into your gameplay and why they're good in both duel and in group fight. Thank you for watching.